button is the diagnosis button. The ultimate goal of any case is to make a diagnosis. Diagnoses are different from hypotheses, and that diagnoses must support all the features in the case. Therefore, hypotheses can be viewed as possible answers, while diagnoses are the final answer. The diagnosis button is not activated until you have asserted at least one hypothesis. So I'm going to left click that button to select it, and as you can see, again, I get a pop-up window with choices. But in this case, the only choices that appear are the hypotheses that have already been asserted. So I'm going to select iguanodon to put that as a diagnosis, and as you can see, now iguanodon appears in the diagnosis portion of your screen. Now I'm going to delete that to show you another way that you can put diagnoses. Instead of hitting the button and going through the menu and selecting things that way, you can also just drag your hypothesis nodes down to the diagnosis portion of your screen. As you see, I hold down the left mouse button and drag. When I release, iguanodon now appears as a diagnosis as well. So that's another way that you can take care of that. The next button is this case information button, which if you click it, you'll get a little pop-up window that just provides a little bit of patient history about the case. So that's available if you want to take a look at that. There's also the Done button, which when you left click it, the tutor will ask you, are you sure you want to submit this case now? So I'll click yes. And as you can see, I got an alert telling me that the differential diagnosis has not been reached yet. So if you're not done yet, the tutor will tell you that you're not done with the case yet. But if I was done at this point, the tutor would tell me that I'm done. The next button over here is the Next Problem button, which is only available once you've completed the case. When you're ready to move on to the next case, you can click the Next Problem button and it'll move you on. However, once you're done with the case, you can still use the tutor to review the slide or test other hypotheses by adding diseases and using the support and refute links. So you can still explore once the case is actually done. So you want to only click the Next Problem button when you're really ready to move on to the next case. And last but not least is the Hint button, which is really useful if you're ever stuck. If you're really unsure of what you should be doing, you can ask for hints and they'll point you in the right direction. So to start asking for hints, you would left click the Hint button, and as you see, I'm getting a message that says there's something important to recognize here. And there's a link here, this More link, which you can click to move to the next hint, or you can also use the Next button down here. When I click Next, it says this is an area where you can see digits. See if you can find where. So as you see, the hints are gradually getting more and more specific. So now I'll get the next hint, and it says this is the area of digits, and now it's actually drawing around that area on the slide. So it's pointing me where I should be looking for that thing. And if I hit the Next button, it says this is an area that shows digits particularly well, and again, it's drawing or something around that. This is an example of digits, and it's actually got an arrow pointing. And the last hint gives you the sequence of actions you should perform to do that. It's telling you to click the F button, etc. You can go back to an earlier hint using the previous button, and you can clear the hint area if you wish. And that's all for SlideTutor training. Thank you for your attention.